Recently, a lot of people have been asking, is Rainbow Six Siege dying? And with literally the biggest Siege creators stepping away from the game, as well as Rainbow Six Siege seeing a huge loss in active players, it's pretty clear just from looking at the Steam charts that people are definitely stepping away from this game. Even though Steam charts doesn't account for the biggest platform Rainbow Six Siege is played on, we haven't seen lower numbers in years. And I'm sure you guys have seen your favorite Siege content creators talk about these statistics and how Siege is in fact dying and losing players, and what they would do to fix it. It's not really a surprise to say that the Siege X update did not live up to expectations, and the new dual front game mode just wasn't really hyped up at all and was just kind of boring. I'm sure you've already heard a million times by now what's wrong with the game at the moment, but the two most reoccurring issues is rank 2.0 and the issue with the anti-cheat not working. But the reality is, for Rainbow Six Siege, cheaters have been an issue for years. People have been asking the question, why do people cheat in Siege for a decade now? Ubisoft have also been lazy when it comes to buffing and nerfing operators, which has led to automatic weapons on defense losing their ACOG. There's a lot more to talk about, like the TDM error, as well as the lack of content updates in this game, which has ultimately led to the game just being boring and stale. But the point is, hashtag Save Siege is trending once again for the first time since 2020. And I really am not surprised, just because of the amount of people that I know personally that have been stepping away from this game because of the unplayable state it is in right now. Now that's its own issue, and I'm sure you've already seen a lot of coverage on it, but I want to talk about the Rainbow Six Siege marketplace, because this thing is just really dead right now, and unknowingly Ubisoft just killed their biggest asset. The marketplace actually dropped at first as a beta, and this happened sometime in January of 2024. The marketplace did have a few tweaks from now to then that makes it look a little bit different, but one thing to note is it doesn't really look drastically different to how it does now. Side note here, but I actually still have my email to show that I did sign up for the Rainbow Six Siege marketplace beta, which is a cool little flex to own. Now, something that was on the marketplace since the very launch was the 10% tax whenever you sold anything on the marketplace. The Siege community was excited to have a marketplace in the first place, so no one really said much about this, but it goes to show that the marketplace from the very beginning only existed to make some money for Ubisoft, because every single time somebody was to sell something on the marketplace, Ubisoft would take a cut. And it may not really seem like a lot because it's just 10%, but think about it like this. Say if I wanted to sell my skin Ryoku, which goes for about 20,000 credits, if I was to sell it for 20,000 credits, then Ubisoft would literally take 2,000 of that amount, which has been briefly talked about because it is a little bit greedy from Ubisoft. And funny enough, I actually made a petition to reduce the marketplace fee or just get rid of it entirely. And that petition, even with my small fan base, got 200 signatures, which goes to show that people do want this gone. No one likes it. The only purpose of that fee is so credits deteriorate over time, forcing players to have to spend more, which creates a monopoly. Players are trading Siege credits whilst Ubisoft is making real world money. Now, the other reason why this is Siege's biggest asset is literally printed on the home screen of the marketplace. It's pretty obvious. A marketplace system has never been connected to Siege before, and players can now make credits and trade skins as much as their hearts desire. To anybody who has ever played Siege before, this seems appetizing. The capability for any player to get a glacier is cool. And when we compare the marketplace to the store that we've had since the launch of the game, it really just makes the marketplace look like it's the best thing to ever come to this game, because this thing is boring. They rarely actually change around the bundles that is available in the store. Some of these bundles are also just really terrible. The cosmetics suck. I will give them a little bit of credit though. Some of the collab skins, such as the boys, they're pretty cool. But unlike the marketplace, the store has a set price point and you can't negotiate your credits. These prices can actually be a little bit too pricey in my opinion, especially for some of the esports skins. For example here, this shotgun skin is 540 credits. The skin is from 2019. The design just honestly doesn't really look that good. So I genuinely just think that this 540 credits price point is just not justified at all. And funny enough, you can actually just head over to the marketplace and pick up the exact same skin for cheaper. There's also just thousands of cooler and more exciting cosmetics on the marketplace than there is in the store. So clearly the marketplace was a good addition for Rainbow Six Siege, or at least it was for Ubisoft. And that's because with more items to buy, people are more likely to spend more money. People, I feel like, are also more likely to spend on the R6 marketplace rather than the in-game store, because they can always resell their purchased items after 14 days, so then they can respend those credits and try out more skins. But when you resell something, those credits deteriorate as Ubisoft takes 10%, so then eventually the average person is going to end up having to spend more money. And honestly, they probably need it because their stock is crashing worse than Obsidian did when Celebration Packs came out. I'm just going to quickly take a real quick break just to remind you guys to subscribe, because I'm so close to 17,000 subscribers, and we are creeping up on 20,000. It is for free and it means so much. So with the popularity of the marketplace, the ability to spend your beloved Siege credits however you want, and that 10% fee that goes straight to Ubisoft, you could understand why this is Siege's biggest asset. It literally makes them the most amount of money. I'm not including the SI events or anything like that, by the way. Those just make a ridiculous amount of money. So how did the marketplace become terrible? I don't even necessarily think we have to search for this answer. In my opinion, it's very simple. It simply didn't get enough attention from the developers, creators, and the players themselves. Now, let me explain what I mean. When it comes to Rainbow Six Siege, especially with the launch of Siege X, I'm sure you saw a bunch of ads, for example, on your TikTok, showing off the new additions and the new features coming to the game. Whenever there is a new collab skin out in Rainbow Six Siege, for example, the boys, they will put out a video showcasing the new skin. It's an ad. And you will also notice that all of the content creators will have paid promotional videos to also promote the game. Siege content creators will also just naturally want to play the game, therefore they're showing off to their viewers, and that's also an advertisement in a way. But there is no advertisements in the slightest for the Rainbow Six Siege marketplace. I'm probably one of the only people who actually promote it. The last time there was an advertisement for the Siege marketplace was when it launched a year ago, and Ubisoft don't even include the changes to the marketplace in their patch notes. It's almost like Ubisoft is treating the marketplace like it's not official and it's just some sort of third-party system. I see a ton of people in TikTok comment sections asking what the marketplace even is and how do they access it because they don't see it in game. And that's a huge issue. I think the marketplace needs to be incorporated into the actual game of Rainbow Six Siege, but you can also access it on the web. And if they don't want to do that, I think there needs to be a screen in the in-game store that says if you want to buy more cosmetics, you can have a look on the R6 marketplace and give a link for them to click on. Now that would get more people on the marketplace, which is generally good because it builds up the community and allows more people to trade skins with each other. But there are some changes within the Siege marketplace itself that drastically need to be improved. Let's talk about the content updates within the Siege marketplace. We only actually have two. We have the limited drop system where people can enter a raffle and have the chance to actually win a skin. The other content drops that we have is when Ubisoft just adds more items to the marketplace. These can be weapon skins, attachment skins, charms, really anything that exists in Rainbow Six Siege. But the main point is all of these items were previously purchasable through the Battle Pass, memberships, or store. So first I want to talk about the limited drops. These are boring to say the least. The skins that you can actually win just aren't very good cosmetics at all. I guess if you were to win the limited drop, it's kind of cool, but they don't really host them regularly enough so that you will actually win one eventually. Even though these skins are supposed to be exclusive, there's only 5,000 of them, they literally never hold up in value on the marketplace, and that's because they're just terrible skins, to be honest. And the limited drop system pretty much has zero impact on the marketplace. No one really looks forward to them. It's a cool concept, but it's just executed terribly because the cosmetics are so bad. And really, if you think about it, it's just kind of another way for Ubisoft to make more money because people are going to sell these skins immediately and the people are going to have to spend credits on them. These are hosted like every 2 weeks, and I'm going to be honest, when they first came out, I used to enter every single raffle. Now I don't even bother to, because even if I was to win, I just wouldn't really care. And I think that's every player's attitude when it comes to these raffles. And that's kind of the issue. There's no hype with these raffles at all. Maybe if Ubisoft locked in and made some really crazy nice 3D weapon skins to put in these raffles, then people would care about them. But they are just low effort skins that no one really seems to care for. Then you have the other content drop, which is when they add various different skins. This could be charms, weapon skins, uniforms, attachment skins, headgears, whatever it is. Now this content drop happens every single season, but it's never consistent. Sometimes they'll add maybe 50 items, and then the next season they'll add like 1,000 items. And it is really cool when they add hundreds and hundreds of items over to the marketplace because it's just new exciting skins that you can trade. But I guess if you had already originally bought the battle pass that these skins are from, or the bundle, or whatever it is that you actually had to do to obtain these skins, then they're not really new. Because that's what I kind of want to highlight here. These new skins that are being added to the marketplace, they're not actually new at any capacity. They are just old skins being brought back that you can now trade. And if you already have these skins, then there's no need to buy them, so it's not really new to you. And I can't lie, I do look forward to new items being added to the marketplace, but you have to remember at the same time, this only happens every 90 days. And so when Ubisoft sometimes decides to only drop, say, 50 items, and they're all just terrible battle pass items that no one really cares for, then they basically may as well have just added nothing to the marketplace, and you then have to wait another 90 days to see if Ubisoft will actually drop something decent. People have been asking Ubisoft to drop skins on the marketplace such as the Racer skins, Fire, Peacock, Lucky, Heartbreak, the Ralphie skin, and they just never do it. Those skins would be actually exciting because those are rare skins that is kind of like a goal to trade up to, but instead in recent times they've just been adding trashy battle pass items that go for like 10 credits that you probably already own and no one really cares for. The marketplace is boring. The idea of being able to trade weapon skins kind of has already gotten old, and the only reason why I think it was successful in the first place is because it was never before available for you to trade your siege skins. It was cool at first, all of your favorite content creators were posting about it, but the second the hype for the launch of the marketplace died down, they stopped posting about it, and the only people who continue to use the marketplace are people who already enjoyed trading skins. Perhaps they just really like the concept that Ubisoft made, or they had traded skins on other various games, but the marketplace could have been significantly cooler. It could have had player-to-player trading. People could have made videos where they trade nothing to a glacier. There would be scammer get scam videos and all that type of stuff that we've seen on other games. They could have made it so you could rent skins for a portion of time and only spend a fraction of the price instead of buying them outright. They could have even added the ability to actually cash out your siege credits for real world money, kind of like how you can in CSGO. But unfortunately, it will never live up to that potential because Ubisoft is happy with the state of the marketplace. So yes, the marketplace is dead and it's been killed for a lot of the active people who use it and people who are in the community. But realistically, Ubisoft is cashing in a lot of money from the marketplace still to this day. Although the numbers aren't peaking, there is less people on the marketplace now than there were months ago. Every single time you ever sell something on the marketplace, Ubisoft is deteriorating a portion of those credits, and that is just simply the reality. I seriously don't see the Siege marketplace getting any better. I feel like it probably will just decline in popularity and in terms of content. I guess there will be one day where it's officially dead, but to me and a lot of the marketplace community that has been using the Siege marketplace for about a year now can see that it's just simply not in its prime. It's really stale at the moment and just straight up boring. Now, if you guys do disagree with me or you agree with me, please let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious to see what you guys think, and that's going to be the end of this video.